Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily Tarot and Oracle, your daily insight on life and love for October 14th, 2021, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching it in time might be extremely relevant or completely irrelevant, and you are just enjoying the show and maybe laughing at shenanigans. All right. If you have found your glorious way across this collective message, what do you need to know? First off, if you want your own private session, reach out in the email address or in social DMs. You're getting over whatever this hardship is, whether it was financial, whether it was emotional, whether it was some sort of exile in your life. Whatever this insecurity is and pain is, it is just about over. It should be over now. All right, what do you need to know? Change is definitely happening, and it feels like it's for the better. Okay, this is involving a karmic situation. We have 2 5s here. Absolutely change. You are at that midpoint where it's probably just at its darkest. But now looking out, you can kind of see a sliver of the horizon. The sun is starting to come up. I flippin' love it. Still feeling the pain of whatever this karmic situation was, you need to know that this has been a long time coming. This is not news to you. This pain, this end had to have come, and specifically through the situation of yours. It was very karmic, and now it's time for that karma to be released. Very interesting here. The situation is de-escalating. The theme of this was actually a major theme. We have the Judgment here. I really feel like this was a major part of your soul contract. I think this is one of the main reasons why you came in. This is righting some sort of extensive pain from the past, maybe not even this life. And I know how crazy that sounds, but it is what it is. So this, you felt this pain coming from, it seems to be a very long time ago. I think that it's been probably danced around. I think that it's been avoided at all costs. I think that you really did a lot to avoid this. And I could completely sympathize with that because this feels relentless. And I feel like, why did this have to happen? Why did this have to happen to me? Not me, but you know, like your experience. What about me deserved this? It was nothing that you actively pursued or consciously pursued at this point in time. This is a very major part of a soul contract. Whoever this is involving, incredibly karmic. So now this is starting to be released, eased up. And I know that you are still feeling the pain of this. This completely shattered your hope and heart. And I think that there's going to be some recovery that is needed from this. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of healing that has to happen for this. Don't worry, you get your swing back. Okay, can we please acknowledge that one of the positives that came out of this was the fact that you're not going to, it's not that you don't care. Trust me, I know that you care. You have a beautiful heart. You kind of don't care about anyone's point of view and insight on this. You don't care. This has freed you from so many pressures and guilt by outside parties. And then we have this. We have 2 kings, both are in reverse. All right, I'm about to give you some crap for this, because first off, don't you dare use what has happened in your life as an excuse to never try again, to not proceed with anything, to stop yourself from pursuing what you know is your growing best. this didn't happen because you are garbage. You're not garbage. You're just not. But you don't get to talk yourself out of your greatness. You don't get to let insecurity rule your life and call it boundaries moving forward. You don't get to use fear as your ally. No. That is a load of crap. And it would be a total smack in the face for everything that you just overcame. We're not going to encourage it. No. You did all of this so that this wouldn't be part of the moving forward. It is not about keeping you safe with that. It's about you being afraid to let yourself get so high on excitement and joy and life, love, whatever it may be, and not wanting to fall on your face again. Do you not know all the wisdom and the guts that it took for you to actually survive all of this? Not even on just a physical level, a psychological level. You're not broken. All of this is repairing. So I think I don't want to get this wrong, but there is an ancient, God, I really can't. Hang on. There's an ancient tradition where I don't want to get the culture wrong because I don't want to offend anybody with this. Which this is going to open up, okay. Netflix. My son was watching Netflix on this. Hang on, go grab your coffee. I gotta look this up. Ancient tradition where glass was repaired with gold. Haha. Okay. Whew. I was thinking about it right, but I didn't want to screw it up. Okay, so I'm not going to pronounce it right, so you can just forget about it. But there's an ancient Japanese art that takes broken pottery pieces and puts it back together with gold, a metaphor for embracing your flaws and imperfections. All of these parts of yourself that you have glued back together, it makes you all the more beautiful. Every scar that you carry, every tale that you can tell about your life, it's not a lie. These are your stories. It makes you even more beautiful. And oh my God, check out the mini reads after this, because some of the stories that were coming up, the stories about you, the stories that you were telling, they were having whoever the opposing party was completely lose their crap because it paints them in a bad light. You're not lying. You're not inflating a story to make somebody feel bad. And there's a lot of, oh God, just go check out the mini reads. There is a lot of emotional challenge that is coming from the opposing party, where it's like, I will tell this about you. You think you're perfect? Well, you did this. Great. It's not even about that. It's not tit for tat on this. No. You are not to let anybody back you into a corner or intimidate you with this. So anybody doing that, know that it is a fruitless attempt and it's not going to do squat. You have a story to tell. You got to tell it. And you're not doing it to condemn everybody. You're doing it as a way to not only heal yourself, but the potential of helping somebody who maybe has had somewhat of a similar walk. This is a really helpful story that you have to tell. I'm sorry that you went through it, but you don't get to be silent for the rest of your life. And this is talking about that. Hold on one second. Yes, sweetie? Yes, babe?
I did 2 works on the adding on the grid.
Okay.
Remember you told me that?
Yes.
Check if I did get any wrong.
Can I check after I'm recording, sweetie?
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. You want to say hi?
This one, yeah.
Say hi.
I did 2 works on this. Look.
I'll check. Can I check after? Say hi.
Hi.
I'm recording.
Okay. Hey, Mom. I fixed this because I was using a pen.
Yes.
I had a pencil.
Well, honey, you were supposed to ask me for a pencil. All right, I love you. I'll check on this. Welcome back. It got chaotic for a moment, but you know what? That's life. And I'm a mom. My baby is stuck home for a few days, so I have to check over his work. It's gonna have to wait a few more minutes though. Anyways, hi, how are you? there is a lot of oppressive energy trying to intimidate and kind of keep you under some sort of a watchful eye. It's all garbage. It's not anything that you need to entertain at all. This is trying to work on an insecurity that whatever this energy is thinks that you still have. I'm sorry, no. Not only have you grown up physically or from whatever time frame, you have mentally grown and emotionally grown. Whoever this is involving in your life, I think that this is complete news to whoever this could be. You cannot let this stupid force break you down. It's not going to happen. So, what do you need to know? I am getting pulled to the magical messages from your fairies. So, alrighty, I need to light another incense. Today is actually one of those days when I'm recording this. So I'm recording this on October 13th. It is a rainy October day. Well, actually, it's kind of rainy, kind of gloomy, but there's just this feeling of not necessarily agitation, but a sense of things kind of overlapping and minor bumps, if that makes any sense. So if you experience that, then you're in good company. So magical messages from the fairies. What do you want to tell the collective? All right, so spring. Something inside of you is starting to bloom. What is this? Pregnancy. A birth of a child brings great blessings to you and to the world. This may not actually be an actual pregnancy. And if you're in a private reading and this is something that we're looking at, this could either be a project or a new start or an actual pregnancy, but I would look at the surrounding cards. Perfect timing. Yeah. So something inside of you is springing into action and it's beginning to bloom. It's a new start. And oh my God, this is perfectly flowing from the other stuff. Okay, you're blossoming. Something new, something that you're more than prepared for. And I think that this is riding on the coattails of whatever this intimidating factor was beforehand. There's no more spiritual debt as far as this section of your life is concerned. And I don't see that you're accumulating any new debt with this. So what I'm seeing here is this, everything that you're experiencing, this emotional upheaval, this, even if you've been experiencing a lot of headaches recently, it's all in connection to this. There is a huge change that is going on, and there is a big shift in pressure, and there's also a big shift in, I guess, whatever the focus is that is blooming with you. A lot of things have been put on the back burner, and I'm not sure what that is yet, but let's look. Where is, oh, here it is. Saints and angels. Okay. Be brave. The first card that I saw was child. You know that you are a, God, how do I say this without sounding like I need a tinfoil hat? You are a divine child of spirit and something that has a beautiful seed planted inside of you, that it takes a brave soul like you to fully embrace this journey, survive and live through and thrive after what it is that you are just experiencing as far as pain goes. Then we have peaceful. I think that this is some aspect of you finally reaching land and finally starting to feel grounded after what seems to be a very long time. I think that your emotions are under control. I think that you're incredibly focused. So the backpedaling that you were feeling at the beginning of the reading that this was talking about, this is very short-lived. It's like a you and your soul remembering who the F you are. I love it. So then generosity and experience learning, I do feel like you will be meeting a mentor with this. And this is somebody, believe it or not, leads with sweetness. This is kind of like you finding your Merlin. You're going to have a lot of new tools given to you that you have got to learn to use. So the thing I love is, first off, this is being led with a sweetness to you. Now that doesn't negate your sense of assertiveness. I do feel like there is innocence in people, and there are innocent people in the world. But also I feel that innocence is much different than kind. With your experience and what you have endured, I feel like it's not innocence that you have obtained rather than kindness. With everything, nobody would blame you for being so hard. And it's so incredibly easy to slip in that and call it your walls. I do feel like this is something that is tiptoed around briefly, but the mentor that's coming in shows you how to lead and assert yourself with kindness, which a kind person is not somebody you want to mess with. They're just not. I mean, a kind person has been through the ringer. They know what they are capable of. They know how dark things can go, and they have experienced it firsthand. And given the option of sitting with that darkness or allowing themselves move on to the light, they have chosen the latter. They move on with the light. But you better believe that the tools that they have acquired, they will also, they keep it in their back pocket. Like when you push a kind person to their brinks, you better be prepared for a fight. You have a lot of fight in you. You have a lot of power in you, and you are being trained to use it very wisely. You can make a lot of headway with all of this wisdom and kindness and accepting nature. This is going to be a huge move for you, and actually feels like a very bold move. So I do feel like there is a decline in the stress in your life. And I feel like it's because you can finally see yourself accurately for the strength and adaptability and perseverance and the gentleness that is still at the core of you. Yeah, I do feel like innocence is long gone, but I do feel like that genuine, beautiful nature is still very well protected inside of you. And I think that you are the guard over that innocent, young, childlike nature inside of you. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. You can take charge. You are taking charge. You are very much a leader in some sort of field in life. The thing is, we all can lead in certain ways. There's something that is very different about the way that you have people follow in your wake. And it's people who want to follow you, people who admire you, people who see your integrity. And there's a fly around my head. How does it get in here? We're in the middle of October. Why is this a thing? Anyway, hi. If you see this buzzing around my head, I don't know what to tell you. I want to get it, but I can't. I won't. So anyway. Okay. Okay. The God box. God, I really want you to start working on the way that you talk to spirit. I do feel like all of this is while you're working with a mentor and while you are leading other people and that they want to follow you. I think that is because you have true and integrity filled nature. They see the flaws that have constructed you to be you. They've seen all the strength. They've seen all the bits that you have glued back together. And this is something that they admire, that they want to invoke the strength of. And it's not like you're causing harm in anyone's life. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you have become a talisman. And I really love that about you. So this, through your ascension and working with whatever your ascended master or mentor is getting this very energetic and divine connection and communication with source and spirit. So we also have the twin flame card here. These are the biggest triggers outside of yourself. So we have karmic bonds, we have kindred spirits, we have soulmates and twin flames, and oh my God. I'm just going to call this a soul contract, and a really in-depth one too. This is a very overwhelming energy. At its youthful stages, which I think that you can probably talk about which one this would be for you, and this could probably be more than one, this very deep soul contract triggered and catalysted the living bejesus out of you. It is one of your biggest teachers, but also it shows you what inside of you still needs to heal. And I think that after you've gone through the entire week of this, you actually have come into full union. Maybe not with this person, but absolutely with self, which gets mirrored on the outside. There is a lot of union happening outside of yourself. And this is all a reflection of the work that you have done through the wounds that you carry. So I think that this has bridged the gap between you and your intuitive faculties. So you and your communication with Source and Spirit has actually grown a broad channeling. And also I think that there is such a calm sense of self with this. So I really don't feel like there is much for you to look out for outside of not trying to backtrack, because even if you do, baby, it's only going to be for a solid minute before Spirit does the divine will and smacks you back into place. Those are the most intense tower moments. Seriously, Spirit's just like, and it literally kicks you off and it tells you, spread your arms, fly. Come on, I want to see you flapping. It doesn't care. It cares because it cares because it knows how adaptable you are, how strong you are, and how capable you are. It does not give a crap about your fear. You are going to face that fear. You are going to fold to that fear, and then you're going to stand up tall in front of it. Yeah. So look, the outside of this is learning to not be so closed off. It's really easy to close yourself off and call it protection. No, it is avoidance. And I see that we have this one, getting over the hardship. This is all you have to look forward to. Getting over the hardship, opening the heck up, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and finding a passion in life again. And seeing how much of a surviving soul you are, and how this has been going through lifetimes of work. I think that you are genuinely seeing how this has been manufactured through different lifetimes, through either ancestral bonds or through soul bonds. And that is a crazy fusion right there. So you are taking these tools and you are running off with it. And I see that this is a major investment that is going to pay off through time. There's nothing short happening here. There's nothing minute or very short-lived happening here. This is amazing, starting where you are. Then there's a little back pedal, and it's just launching you forward steadily into whatever this huge, manifested, awesome life it is that is you. And you literally have multiple tools that you can use at multiple times, and you can pick and choose what you are ascending with right now. And I really see it as you not avoiding working on yourself, but rather time constraint and using your tools and learning how to use those tools, and you reading in between the lines and what is going to go where. So you're sharpening all your faculties right now. I'm very excited for you, and my prayers are with you in this, because I know how intense it could be. I've done it, and it took years to, get through it. You are doing a whole wave of this right now, and you're on the silver lining part, which is phenomenal. So, my dear, my persevering boss energy, if you have questions about booking your own private session, reach out in the DMs. See what one of my services might be right for you. See about sales, see about time zones and time availability. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Again, this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for October 14th, 2021. Also, timeless moving forward. All right, you, get to work, go rock this, make it yours. I'll talk to you all soon. Stay safe, have fun, and just know how greatly loved and appreciated you are. Hey there, beautiful. If you found your way across this, chances are you need a message. From what, though? I'm not sure. We'll see in just a minute. But what brings you here today? Where am I feeling? I'm actually feeling the archetype. So this is something that either needs to be worked on or that you are invoking by, well, archetype. So don't be afraid of the cards that come out. Don't be afraid of how they lay. It's how the story comes together as a whole. And as always, it's general and collective. Don't ever force these to fit your life. But what we have is a lot of shadow work that needs to be done. So the goddess in reverse is exploitation of the female in natural form. Rescuer assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy, and the storyteller's making up tales that harm others. So listen, we have poet upright, expresses soul, insights, and symbolic language. I love this. You are so ticking off so many narcissistic behaviors in your life. I have a feeling that you are sharing your story of redemption, overcoming, what have you. You're sharing your stories of strength, how you survived all the dark times in your life. You're sharing your stories of recovery, your stories of abuse and how you overcame those. The people who are involved in hurting you in this way, they're not liking that. But that's really not your fault and not your problem now, is it? They're not hurting you. They can't hurt you moving forward. Of course, this is also saying that they'll denounce it, they'll deny it. They might even try to defame your character. Don't worry. These are absolutely empty threats, and what you are speaking is truth. So I actually want you to keep moving forward with this. There's nothing that you have to hide. But apparently the people who have done this harm to you in your life feels otherwise. I'm very proud of you. I'm glad that you have a voice and that you are using it and that this is going to actually help others. You weren't asking for the harm that was brought to you in your life. You weren't lying. You weren't overinflating it. I am completely understanding the fact that you're not an angel. I got it. It doesn't mean that this wasn't real and that this didn't happen. Yes, you're a flawed human being like everybody else, but your stories of perseverance and overcoming everything, this is the keynote. We're not talking about that, well, they did this too. No. You're sharing your story. This is going to help others, and I want you to bravely continue to do so. I'm proud of you. Congrats. Hey there, beautiful. If you found your way across this might be a spirit message for you. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. Do not be afraid of the cards that just fell out. Oh, man. This is general collective. Never force this to fit your life. If it does resonate, don't be afraid by what comes out or what it's leading to. Your individual storyline will always be more detailed, in depth, and intense. But if you found your way across this is kind of what you can expect. There's a lot of guilt with whatever the truth is coming out. This is actually right after you have found whatever your freedom or the sense of being free looks. I think that you started choosing yourself and you started getting your energy back, and something is coming in to trip you up. And this is absolutely shadow work that needs to be done. It's something that feels rather manipulative and guilt-ridden. I want you to feel this out. Don't act like this isn't there. We have a lot of air energy, I think. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of air energy with this. It's definitely Capricornian, so while this is guilt-ridden and trying to trip you up, whatever's doing this, it doesn't really seem to have a conscience on itself. This is something that you get to choose whether or not you are going to let this rule you, let this absorb inside of you. I want to get a little bit of clarification on the whole, not even, oh wait, I don't even think I need the clarification. The not fighting. What's this? You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to prove to anybody. Somebody wants to step up or try and accuse you of something, you literally have nothing that you have to prove to anybody. This is mainly to get a rise out of you to show some sort of a fault by you. Don't entertain it. This is very, in a negative sense, childish games by them. Manipulative. Just don't do it. The best thing to do is address what feelings that you are feeling, but don't involve yourself in whoever is trying to do this attack on your character, attack on you. It's a fruitless effort, and it's aggravated. It feels like very venomous. Just don't entertain it. Hey, if you have found your way across this, we're looking at the blind spots in your life. So this is general collective mini message. Listen with an open heart and an open mind. What do you need to know? Synergy and healing. It seems like life is about to get a little bit quiet for you. What's this? And what's this? It's an important time for seeding for the future. Right now, with where you are going, we need to look at the blind spots and see, well, maybe something that you haven't focused on for a while. And where are you feeling, maybe not rejection, but closure or disconnect in personal connections in your life, or maybe some sort of momentum is being lost on some sort of a life situation. I want to say career or some sort of a hobby that you've taken up. Something is losing momentum. Whatever this is in your life, it's losing momentum. Don't fight it. This is time that would be better used to look at the blind spots in your life, because I think that the growth that is happening after this is going to involve you having to be a very solid, very self-assured person. So I think that whatever it is that you were distracting yourself with was just like duct tape over the potholes in your life, and it's not going to work. So with all this dissipating from your view, from your grasp, understand that this was more or less for your protection. Things are going to get quiet for a very good reason. And this is going to be quiet. It's going to be healing, and hibernation is necessary for you. The veil in your life is lifting, and you are going to have some real massive intuitive nudges. I think that you're about to have some really clear-cut signs in front of you, and some divine inspiration movements that you need to kind of almost launch yourself on. This isn't happening yet. It's happening after whatever this lull is. I don't feel like it's depressive. I feel like it's more just recuperating and replenishing your energy. So there's a tiredness with it, but again, this doesn't necessarily feel depressive. Just let it be quiet for a bit. There's a real reason for this. If you found your way across this, we are using this numerology oracle deck. So what do you need to know about your situation right now? Listen with an open heart and an open mind. We have Gemini energy in this. The twins, the fish, multifaceted. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities that are coming in. We also have it in the 6th house. So work, details, health, well-being, diet, service, daily rituals, contribution, organization, purification, skills, apprenticeship, and methods. So I see that there is this huge reemergence of some sort of, it's not even just curiosity, intrigue in your life. Something is driving you forward. There's an itch to learn something new, and it also feels like you're getting your energy back to plug into something. So I feel like this is something that you have wanted to do for a very long time, or this is a very new discovered interest. It seems like it's peculiar in a positive way. And it also feels like this is going to take a long time for you to learn. It's almost as if you are the fool stepping onto, God, I do not want to use the word shamanic. I'm so over that word. People have abused that word so much. Okay, there is whatever this is, it is intuitive, it is creative, something that is going to open up your channeling, but I also feel like it doesn't necessarily have to be psychic work or any of that. It feels very soul-serving, but it also feels like this is going to take a lot of adaptation for you. You are very much being put in the student role, and I think that there's a plethora of new opportunities and chances for you to jump on right now. What I really love about this is I think that you are multitasking, but not having anything suffer as far as putting your interest in that. I think that you are going to lose a lot of time with this. I think that your life is probably going to get pretty busy with this. And when I say lose time, I think that time is about to really kick off and fly by you. This isn't necessarily about creating memories as much as it is about planting the seeds for how you are going to utilize all this newfound information with what seems to be perfect memory moving forward. So this is the house of the craft. This is going to be definitely involving your life moving forward. There is something being added and very enriching into your life. So I hope that that's fun for you. Let me know what that could be. All right, take two. The last one ran on pretty long and a lot of pauses. I don't want to do that with this. All right, you're stepping into service. I do feel like you have been going through your own personal spiritual ascension. I think that you had to sacrifice a lot in order to do this. And I think that it's been an emotional roller coaster for you and traumatic by that. But I also see that something very deep-seated inside of you has been waking up. You are meant for a giant purpose in life. Not a cautionary tale, but definitely a story of perseverance and really following what it is that your gift is. I also feel like you will be meeting people who are not only positive influences, but that are going to be progressive in going this route with you. So you, I do feel, are not only coming across mentors, I also feel like you are going to be going through some sort of an educational, maybe expedited educational setting for this. There's a lot that's about to open up for you. And I also feel like, I know that this is probably nerve-wracking for you, but you did always feel like this life was going to be different. This was meant to be different. There was something different that you couldn't quite put your finger on. And now it seems like it is all happening. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you're an ascended master and we have Earth Angel here. I really want you to follow your intuitive guidance, your intuitive nudges, your internal pull with this, because it's gotten you to this point and there's been a huge unveiling for yourself in this life. And I think that your intuitive faculties are going through this magnifying growth. It feels rather intense, but it also feels like this pull in the actual third eye. So you actually might be feeling this feeling right here. It doesn't hurt or anything, but it's very interesting. And we also have the third eye thing on here. Yeah, see, third eye chakra. Follow your intuitive pull. I know that this is kind of a oddity of a message, but this is something that is pretty special. And I do feel like if this has come across you, it may very well be meant for you. But if this has not resonated, I really hope that you enjoyed the show. But if this did make sense, then you're really about to step into purpose, and this is going to be an educational ground for you. So be humble in being the student, but also be excited for what it is that you will be obtaining. Hey, if you have found your way across this, each journey begins with one step. So understand that you are going to be going on a journey and juggling a lot of things, and it's important that you, in order to not get overwhelmed, really learn how to do a juggling act, not plug yourself into something entirely, forsaking everything else. This is going to take a very long time. It is a very long journey ahead of you, and it seems like the waters are getting rocky. Don't let this intimidate you. It is a big job, but if you let the resistance or the backpedaling or the resistance mode. So the resistance mode happens when you've actually made some headway and you start to see the change. Your brain does this recovery thing where it starts to put you back into known territories. That's what I'm talking about with this. Don't close yourself off to these changes and this journey that you know that you are on, and the changes that you know that you need to make. You may not be open to receiving any messages. This is when you actually start to backpedal and keep yourself into, well, not into, but in your safe little square. I really feel like whatever it is that you're waking up to, or what this pull is that you're doing, it's overwhelming. So I actually want to get the reason as to why this is overwhelming for you, because it looks like actions are not meeting up with words, and this is by intimidation and feeling like this is too big of a job for you, and not trusting yourself. I have to thank you. All right. This is going to be very short-lived, this fear, this backpedaling, and I see that you are going to learn to pace yourself. Now, it's not that you don't want to completely walk away from this and stay in your safe little world. I get it. Life is not going to let you do that. It'll let you get comfort for a minute, but this is just building up so that you can actually set yourself on this journey that is absolutely divine fate, destiny, all of those things. There's free will, then there's divine will. Divine will is going to overstep if you just try to keep this comfort and ignore the signs that spirit is screaming right in front of you. You are an investment. There's a major time and efforts pay off, not only for you, but in life with this. So it's going to kick you back into gear and get you to focus, and to the point where you're not overwhelmed by this. There's different ways of looking at this. If you drag your feet, spirit is going to get you from another angle. This is for you. You are on something very important, and you're very needed and necessary. So whatever your fear is, it's going to be short-lived, and it's time to address those.